Perilous Trafic. This editorial examines Karachi's deadly road chaos and calls for urgent reform. For several weeks now, Karachi has seen an uptick in traffic-related tragedies, with many people killed by speeding dumpers, trucks, and water tankers. Uptick is a colloquial term meaning a small increase. Traffic-related tragedies refers to fatal road accidents caused by speeding heavy vehicles. The sentence sets the context by highlighting a recent surge in fatal accidents. Unsurprisingly, public anger has erupted, with miscreants setting alight some of the heavy vehicles. Public anger has erupted is an idiomatic expression meaning that widespread anger has broken out. Setting alight means to set on fire. Miscreants refers to wrongdoers. This implies that angry citizens have resorted to arson in response to the tragedies. From the Bushra Zaidi accident in Nazimabad in 1985 to the tragic death of Imran Arif and Amna Arif in the Karses area some months ago, the list of road tragedies is a long one. The sentence uses a historical reference, comparing past and recent incidents to emphasize that fatal road accidents have been a persistent problem. A long one is an idiomatic expression, meaning many events have occurred. Many of those who have survived death have been left with life-altering injuries and mental health problems. Survived death is hyperbolic, emphasizing that even survivors face severe consequences. Life-altering injuries and mental health problems highlight the lasting impact of these accidents. Buckling under people's pressure, the government has formed a road checking committee to oversee motor vehicle fitness and general road safety. Buckling under is an idiom meaning giving into pressure. Road checking committee is a jargon term referring to a governmental group established to monitor vehicle safety. This sentence indicates that public outcry has forced the government to take action. Traffic management is an urban governance matter. Urban governance refers to how cities are managed. This straightforward statement emphasizes that managing traffic is a key aspect of city administration. Traffic police are responsible for managing the movement of vehicles, regulating errand drivers and other vehicle operators, and initiating action that can lead to legal proceedings when traffic offenses are committed. This sentence explains the role of traffic police using clear, formal language. Errant means deviating from acceptable behavior. They are answerable to the police high command and the relevant provincial department. Answerable to is a formal phrase meaning responsible to. This clarifies the chain of command within law enforcement regarding traffic management. It is commonly observed that traffic cops resort to snap checking in a careless manner. Snap checking is a colloquial term referring to quick, often hasty inspections. In a careless manner, criticizes the lack of thoroughness. They are on the lookout for motorbikes, rickshaws, smaller cars, pickups, heavy load vehicles, etc. On the lookout is an idiomatic expression meaning they are actively watching for something. The list specifies the types of vehicles frequently targeted during traffic checks. Challans are issued up for incomplete papers to satisfy the higher-ups. Challan is a term, jargon, for a traffic ticket or fine. Satisfy the higher-ups is an idiomatic phrase implying that officers issue tickets to meet bureaucratic expectations rather than enforce genuine safety. Meanwhile, the vehicles of law enforcement agencies that often flout traffic rules, such as using sirens when they are not needed, are spared, as are underage, unlicensed, often wealthy individuals racing in fancy vehicles. Flout means to openly disregard. The sentence contrasts strict enforcement on common drivers with leniency toward officials and privileged individuals, highlighting inequality in rule enforcement. Tinted glasses are par for the course. Par for the course is an idiom meaning typical or expected. This suggests that wearing tinted glasses is a common practice among violators. Vehicles that lack number plates also go unnoticed. Go unnoticed means they are not observed or penalized, reinforcing the idea of selective enforcement. On busy corridors, motorbikes and cars can be spotted speeding on the wrong side of the road. The sentence uses straightforward language to describe dangerous driving behaviors that are common in congested areas. Indeed, there is no respite for law-abiding drivers hit by errant vehicles. No respite is an idiom, meaning no relief or break. This implies that honest drivers suffer continuously due to reckless behavior by others. In road scuffles, it is usually those who shout the loudest or flex their muscles the most who emerge victorious. Flex their muscles is an idiomatic expression meaning to show off physical strength. Emerging victorious implies that in conflicts, the loudest and strongest prevail, hinting at a culture of aggression. Common public spaces, such as those underneath bridges and overpasses, are transformed into rickshaw stands. Transformed indicates a complete change in function. This describes how public spaces are repurposed informally due to the disarray in traffic management. These vehicles are often operated by teenagers who do not bother about traffic regulations. This sentence criticizes the negligence of young operators, implying that rule-breaking starts at an early age. Urgent reforms are needed to prevent death on the roads. Urgent reforms signals immediate and significant changes are necessary. This serves as a subheading emphasizing the need for action. In this context, it was amusing to see the mayor of Karachi recently complain. Amusing is used ironically here to suggest that the mayor's complaint is trivial compared to the severity of the problem. The municipality is responsible for managing public spaces along designated corridors of movement. This sentence clarifies that local government has a duty to maintain and organize public areas, which is crucial for traffic safety. More often than not, major roads have broken footpaths and are crowded with encroachments. Broken footpaths and crowded with encroachments are descriptive phrases indicating that sidewalks are damaged and obstructed, impeding safe pedestrian movement. Walking is a huge challenge, a straightforward statement emphasizing that pedestrians face significant difficulties. Children and their parents have to carefully negotiate their way through moving vehicles to reach schools inside or in other busy areas. Negotiate their way is an idiomatic expression meaning to navigate through difficulties. This sentence highlights the everyday dangers faced by pedestrians. For road widening projects, the space for vehicles is increased while footpaths become narrower. This juxtaposition criticizes the planning priorities that favor vehicle traffic over pedestrian safety. The BRT Red Line construction has destroyed sidewalks at many points. Destroyed implies severe damage. This statement points to infrastructure projects that have negatively impacted pedestrian facilities. In certain neighborhoods such as Defense Housing Authority, major streets have no sidewalks. This sentence gives a specific example of poor urban planning where pedestrian facilities are completely absent. Kayaban-e-Shaheen, which links DHA with Clifton, is an example. A specific street is cited as an example of the problem, reinforcing the argument with local details. In addition, cycling and non-motorized transport operators find it extremely difficult to exist on such streets. This line highlights that not only pedestrians, but also cyclists and other non-motorized commuters face challenges due to poor infrastructure. Aggression on the roads is very common, a simple statement that sets the tone for the following discussion on road behavior. Chasing vehicles that seem to speed away, causing a sudden obstruction, disregarding the traffic lights, harassing those who abide by the traffic rules at a stop sign, intimidating pedestrians crossing the road and parking on the footpath are everyday sights in this city. The sentence lists various aggressive and illegal driving behaviors. Everyday sights is an idiom indicating that such behaviors are routine. Motorcyclists are also culpable. Culpable means responsible for a wrongdoing. This sentence holds motorcyclists partly to blame for the dangerous traffic environment. Many try to change lanes without indicators at high speed, or ride with more than the allowed number of passengers, flout the helmet rule, and use mobile phones without stopping their bikes. The sentence details specific traffic violations by motorcyclists, using formal language to list the infractions. Interaction with errant drivers and bike riders will reveal that most do not even possess elementary knowledge about traffic rules and regulations. Errant means deviating from the norm, and elementary knowledge implies basic understanding. This criticism suggests that many drivers are unaware of even the simplest traffic laws. Obtaining a driving license through the official process is also considered unnecessary. This line criticizes the widespread disregard for formal procedures in acquiring a driving license, implying that shortcuts are common. When checked by a traffic cop, drivers know well how to strike a deal. Strike a deal is an idiomatic expression meaning to negotiate an arrangement. This suggests that corruption allows drivers to avoid penalties through bribery. The operators of heavy vehicles, SUVs, etc., believe in driving fast, often going out of control and causing serious injuries and death on the roads. Going out of control implies reckless driving. This statement attributes dangerous driving behaviors to a culture of speed among certain vehicle operators. Gun-toting guards in pricey vehicles protect the errant motorist from being questioned. And gun-toting is a vivid adjective, describing guards carrying guns. This sentence implies that some motorists are shielded by private security, allowing them to flout rules without consequence. This is a despicable scenario. Despicable means morally reprehensible. This is a clear condemnation of the current state of affairs. Comprehensive and urgent remedial measures are required. Comprehensive means covering all aspects, and urgent implies immediate action. Remedial measures are steps taken to fix a problem. The so-called checking committee is an eyewash. Eyewash is an idiom, meaning something that is intended to give a deceptive appearance of improvement. This criticizes the committee as ineffective and merely for show. Stakeholders, including residents, shopkeepers, parents taking their children to school, in fact, all who daily negotiate death on the roads, must be engaged to evolve an oversight and solutions body. Negotiate death is a hyperbolic phrase used to describe the extreme danger pedestrians face. Evolve an oversight and solutions body implies the creation of a dedicated committee involving community members to address traffic issues. Karachi needs a citizen traffic liaison committee that must be composed of members of civil society and experts to examine our traffic challenges, formulate solutions, and oversee implementation. This sentence proposes a specific solution, a committee that includes both citizens and experts to tackle traffic problems in a systematic way. We can't afford more tragedies on the roads. A direct appeal emphasizing the urgent need for change to prevent further loss of life. Published in Dawn, February 19, 2025.